Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another football nerd video. And yes, I know I'm a little bit behind on this, but the Buffalo Bills have hired their replacement for Rex Ryan as their head coach. On Wednesday, the Buffalo Bills, not yesterday, Wednesday evening, they announced that, yesterday evening, yes, I think I said Wednesday evening. Wednesday evening, the Buffalo Bills announced the hiring of Carolina Panthers defensive coordinator Sean McDermott. Now, I think McDermott is a good defensive coordinator, but then again, I'm a Panther fan, so. But on the flip side, I don't think Mike Shula was that good of an offensive coordinator this year. But under Sean McDermott, who took over as Carolina Panthers defensive coordinator, or as the Panthers defensive coordinator in 2011, when Ron Rivera was hired to be the head coach, the Panthers defense was great, led by Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly. Let's see who else they're at. Sean McDermott's Carolina Panther career, John Beeson, and you got Josh Norman, of course. You had Charles Tillman. You had Jared Allen in his last year. You had you have Charles Johnson. That man back there, Star Lotulelei, who is on the January month of my calendar at defensive tackle. And then you've got some other guys like Kirk Coleman, who is one of my favorite Panthers, by the way. Freaking shirt. The shirt just likes to slide down, expose my t-shirt. No, don't do that. That's why I keep fidgeting with it. But yes, what I'm trying to say is that the Panthers' defensive front has been led by so many great people, by so many great players in McDermott's tenure as the Carolina Panthers defensive coordinator, and he even helped lead the Panthers to the Super Bowl last February. And although the Panthers defense struggled, it is because they had two rookie cornerbacks, and whenever you have two rookie cornerbacks, then your team is going to struggle. We were even playing three rookie cornerbacks at some point this season. So there was a lot of youth in that secondary, and that is why the Panthers defense struggled some, is because of the fact that we could not really stop teams' aerial attacks. But that defense led by the superb linebacker play of A.J. Klein and Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis, the Panthers were able to shut down teams' rushing attacks, and the Panthers' defense throughout the 6 seasons McDermott was defensive coordinator, they ranked highly in the league. And in terms of if I think the Bills have made a good hire, I am going to say my personal opinion, and this is not biased, although I'm a Carolina Panther fan. Believe it or not, this will not be biased. Okay, I think that the Bills made a great choice for what they were looking for based on the fact that, first off, they have a lot of defensive talent that a defensive head coach can develop. And players were complaining about Rex Ryan's scheme, his defensive scheme that was a 3-4, three defensive linemen and then 4 linebackers. And McDermott's is different, as it has 4 defensive linemen and 3 linebackers. And that should work like the Bills' defense worked back when they set the franchise record for sacks in a season just a few years ago in 2013 under Doug Marrone, who I've briefly touched on in these videos. Shirt. You know what? I don't even care about this. But yes. Also, because, McDermott's scheme is more simple than Rex Ryan's defensive scheme. McDermott is also a tough guy. Not to say that Rex Ryan is not a tough guy, but Sammy Watkins and LaShawn McCoy said that the Bills lacked discipline. And McDermott learned under the tutelage of Jim Johnson whenever McDermott was the defensive backs coach and an assistant under Andy Reid and defensive coordinator Jim Johnson. And McDermott knows how to win also. Just as I've said, McDermott has been to the Super Bowl with the Panthers and the Eagles. When he went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles, it was Super Bowl 39 at the end of the 2004 season. So that is when he went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. So McDermott knows how to win. Because while McDermott was the Panthers' defensive coordinator, they won the NFC South 3 straight times. Now, I know that you might say that the Panthers did not have a winning record. They went 7-8-1 in 2014, but they still won the division, they still went to the playoffs, and they won a playoff game against the Arizona Cardinals in 2014. They also beat them in 2015 in the playoffs at the end of the 2015 season, but that's not important for there. But anyway, the Panthers' defense has been spectacular under McDermott. under Sean McDermott, and I can see the Bills with their defensive front, Kyle Williams, Marcel Darius, and Jerry Hughes on the defensive line, and then Lorenzo Alexander, and also you've got to add Shaq Lawson to the mix too. And then you've got Stephon Gilmore at cornerback, and the Bills may be more loaded than people may think. Yeah, at least on the defensive side. Sorry, Buffalo Bills offense. But I don't think you're as good as the Bills defense. But the Bills offense is not bad either. I don't want to detract from the Bills offense. And McDermott hired a great defensive coordinator in the case of Leslie Frazier, who has been the Vikings defensive coordinator and the Vikings head coach, and most recently this year the Ravens secondary coach. But in 2014 and 2015 he was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive coordinator. Now the question remains, who will McDermott hire as his offensive coordinator if he hasn't hired one already? And with that, I do believe that will do it for this Football Nerd video. And till the next Football Nerd video, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys. Thank you all for watching. And as always, go Panthers. Good luck, Sean McDermott in Buffalo. I'll miss you, Sean McDermott. I'll miss you.